and I also want to welcome lovers of freedom all over the nations of the world, wherever you are found. This is Today is the 22nd day of August 2022, and also in Biafra land we are witnessing the sit at home, today. And I want to also appreciate Biafrans for their commitment and resolve to continue sitting at home and obeying instructions as they come out from the office of the spokesperson of Biafra, Mazi Monepa. And I thank Biafrans for believing in the mandate that Mazi Kano has given to him to carry out the work of freedom on our behalf. And I also want to let you know that as long as Chuku Okike Abiyama is alive, and as long as we keep trusting God to pilot these affairs, in this stage or in this mood of autopilot, as much as we keep allowing Him to steer the ship on our behalf and to ride us and take us in the ride, we are sure of victory. There are so many things that constitute victory in everything that we do in life. And of course, everything in life has a phase that it goes through to the process and to the target of achieving victory. And the most important thing, as much as victory is important, the most important thing also in the course of trying to achieve what you want to achieve is the process. The process actually helps us to either can delay you, the process of anything can delay you in achieving victory, or can stop you from achieving victory, or can cause you to achieve victory very quickly, or can also retard your ability to achieve victory. So that is why we are very concerned about the process of achieving victory. And we have had a series of situations that have made and has limited our chances and delayed our achievement of victory. Of course, we know how much the enemies have been fighting Mazin Nambikano, and when he was here and before he was taken. Of course, he's taken his brief. He's going to be coming back soon, very, very soon. He's going to be joining us because he's going to lead us into victory and into liberation, or into our nation, Biafra. And of course, in the course of that, Mazi Samanepa is steering the ship right now on his behalf. And we know that the Spirit of God and the God we serve, Elohim, is in charge of the mandate. Thank you all for joining me. My name is Kelechi Ambrose, and I welcome you to this special broadcast this day. Today is the sit at home. We know that, of course, as usual, Biafrans are obeying and I'm going with the sit at home order. And it's good for us to understand that whatever we do in the line of trying to seek for our freedom is very sacrosanct to our freedom itself, to the freedom itself, because the freedom itself does not come. Freedom does not come just in isolation. Freedom comes by the instrumentality of obedience, force, and consistency. And that is why we are very, very concerned and very, very happy that our people are keeping to the instruction and the mandate of achieving freedom. And of course, the sit at home, we are actualizing, complete, support to that. Biafrans are ready to go home, and we're very, very ready. But now, of course, we know that in the realm of going to our freedom and taking our freedom, we have gotten to the point, or to the place, or the critical point of complex approach, complex challenges, complex, designs for our freedom. So many things are happening. Of course, you listened to Mazi Samanepa's broadcast last night, and you saw the exposition on, the communities, the community in Enugu, who have decided to go sign a truce with the Fulanis, the people who are killing them. We also saw the broadcast of Ojo Zokalu, who came out and threatening the whole of Biafra, threatening the people, threatening Biafrans. Before I talk about Ojo Zokalu, I want to make mention. I want to talk about the truce that these are fellow Biafrans, these brothers in Enugu, decided to go, with the Fulanis. And it is very unfortunate anyway. Sometimes our people need to be educated because most of them don't understand the implication of what they do. Some of them don't even understand history, because by history, they understand history, they will know how the Hausa nation fell. But because they don't understand history, they don't know how to apply. And of course, even you don't even need history to have a common sense, anyways. Sometimes, of course, some of our people pretend to be ignorant about what they do, but truly they know what they do. They are actually desperate for the money. They support the insecurity in our land so that they will be able to go into a truce that will bring a kind of benefit to them, and that will make them positioned, for control, so that they will be handed over, just like what Afonja did for against the Yorubas, the Kwaras, and he sold the land to the people, and he was in the end he was killed and taken down. He was taken away. He was taken off the coast, and then the Fulanis took over. Now we know that the Fulanis have their plans and programs. Of course, I can't keep telling us about that. We've been talking about that. We've been hearing it from every corner and every quarter. We've been hearing of how they know that, just like what Gowon said, that if he knew that Biafrans are very interested in money, all he needed to do is to just pump the money and get the people, to just give them enough money, and then there will be no need for the war. So they have come to realize that money is our weakness. But of course, if they think that money is our weakness, we also understand that money is also our strength, because we who are smart and who are intelligent and we who are resolved in achieving Biafra know what money will do for us and know what money does for us. So when they think that they can use money to manipulate the few within us who are trying to sabotage the whole thing, we also can tell them that we know how to raise money and make money to also get our freedom. And that is what we are doing. If you remember yesterday, Mazi Samanepa was talking about funds. We don't need funds to do anything other than to get our freedom. That is what we need funds for. We're not those who are going after funds because we want to get money and then gratify ourselves for the immediate time. Those saboteurs and those people who are sabotaging the program and rebelling against the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so that for their own personal gratification and satisfaction. We are not in that realm of such kind of behavior. And of course, I can tell you, Biafrans, you shouldn't worry, because those who are sabotaging are few. They are always few. They are not much. They are just few people, and we know how to handle them. Now, I want to talk to the Biafra communities. I want to use this as a yardstick. Of course, the issue of the Enugu, truce that those communities are going with the Fulanis. First, I don't know why people would think that going into a truce with Fulanis would help to stop insecurity in their land. For God's sake, any truce you go into will give them the opportunity to kill you more and to subjugate you more. Why would any community leader? How do they even appoint these community leaders or all these leaders? Is it that they are not smart, or they are daft, or they don't understand? They don't have understanding. I feel that most of the time it's not because these people don't know the implication of what they are doing. They only want their own tenure. Where they are the Ize or the Eze or the community leader or the PG, they only want their own tenure to be peaceful. So they collect money and go into trees, sell their people, make their own tenure to be peaceful, so that when the next one comes, by then they would have left the scene, and they would, they would feel that they have satisfied themselves and got what they have to get. Most of the truths and the foolishness displayed by people is not because they are ignorant of the fact of the implication of what they are doing. No, it is because they want to gratify themselves at that point in time. They're concerned about what they can get. That is their most concern. Their concern is what they would achieve for themselves, for their families, for what they intend to get, for what they intend to achieve, for the wealth, for the greed that has blindfolded their eyes, so that they don't even see the implication or observe the implication or even think and reason along the line of the implication of what they are doing. They're concerned about what they're going to get right now, and what they're going to get right now is their basic expectation. That is what is killing us. But we know that only few people are in this line. Only few people, amongst us are always in this line of trying to sabotage and destroy the essence of what we're doing. Now, we are so certain about what we are doing, and we're so certain that we are going ahead of our victory. But I want to encourage the community leaders, and of course, the people in the communities, always observe and know what your community leaders are doing. Don't just go and become so emotional. Stand to if you have any challenge, please, you know where to direct your complaints. If you have any challenge of attack and all of that, you know where to direct your complaints. You cannot get Fulanis attack you at the same time protect you. It is not possible. Fulanis cannot attack you at the same time proffer solutions to protect you. How can your enemy attack you and you're going into agreement with them too? When you go into agreement with your enemy, you're only going into agreement to their terms. It's as simple as that. You don't need a rocket science to understand that. You don't need to go to university to understand that. You don't need to receive a special coaching class to understand. Once your enemy becomes the one you are expecting to bring solution to your domain, when they are the ones killing you, gruesomely attacking your communities, when their intention is to take over your land, when their intention is to take over what belongs to you, when their intention is to take over what is yours, then you have subjected yourself to be taken over fully. Because in the point of going into a truce with them, you relax. You feel that, okay, now that you're going to a truce with them, you give them, maybe you decide to give them one expanse of land to take, so that they will give you peace. At that point in time, you relax, you lose your guard. You think you have gotten security. You don't know that they will now position themselves very well to come into you, to penetrate you, and to do the evil and gruesome things they are going to do. That is what they do. Especially people, in fact, not just especially the Fulanis, it is all over. When you allow your enemies to take control of you, when you go into an agreement with your enemies, especially when it comes to people who are crude like the Fulanis, you have actually sold out to them. And then definitely whatever happens to you, that's you. But for us in Biafra land, we understand we are wiser. We don't see, every community must make sure they supervise and observe to know what their leaders are doing, to know what their community leaders are doing, their elders are doing in their communities, so that they don't sell them out to the Fulanis. Don't go into agreement with any Fulani community. Security, you don't need Fulanis for that security. They are your killers. If you want security, the Eastern Security Network is there. Ask and demand for them. Ask and send the messages you need to send. Contact us. Contact the Autopilot Media team, or contact you can write an email to Mazisa Manepa, and also contact us so that we can also put it to him and he can reach out. And then you would be attended to. Contact us. Contact Umuada, of course, led by Madam Azuka. Contact them. We need to begin to think rightly and do things right. How can you decide to go into a truce with your enemies? How can you decide to go into agreement with your enemies? What is really wrong with you? They say once bitten, twice shy. Must you be foolish at all times? Must you always be foolish? Must you be mawkish, foolishly sentimental? Must you always allow yourselves to be stupid? Why are we always, in spite of how smart that we are created to be, we are always not being wise? Why? What is wrong with our people? When you must make sure that you don't allow your community leaders to take unilateral decision. Make sure that you follow them up to know what they're doing. In issues as important as our security and all of that, somebody is going into truce with the same Fulani whose mandate. It's not that the mandate is hidden. It is clear, open, that they want your land, they want your resources, they want everything that concerns you, they want to take what belongs to you. That is it. They want to take what belongs to you, and yet you are going into agreement, you are going into truce, my God, please, let's be wise. Let's stop all this nonsense. And according to, as you have heard from Mazisa Manepa, it is less than 72 hours we are given to those community and their leaders to withdraw that agreement they have with the Fulanis, to withdraw that truce, that agreement you have with them, that contract, whatever that thing contains. Go and publicly renounce that contract, because we are not going to joke with anybody who wants to sell any inch of our land to the Fulanis. They cannot protect us. You can't look at the whole of Biafra land and the people you think you can go into agreement to protect you is the few people who want to come and take over the multitudes of people here. We're over 70 million, and few people who are not, how many? They're not even up to 1/10 of the numbers we have, or even up to 120, even 120 of the numbers we have. And you are now going to beg them to secure you. So what are you saying that the Biafra people are stupid? Are you saying Mazen Namdekanu is stupid? Are you saying that we don't know what we're doing? Please stop all this nonsense. You guys should stop this nonsense. Stop this nonsense. Stop all these nonsense that you're all these kind of behaviors. All these people who call themselves leaders and all they are thinking, in spite of the fact that most of them are elderly, some of them were present during the war. Some of them know what we've been going through. Some of them know what the children coming up are going to go through if we allow this issue of subjugation and marginalization and terrorism to continue. Some of them know what is going to happen, but because just like most of them are thinking, just like what the man Hezekiah did in the book of Kings in the Bible. Is it First Kings or Second Kings? I think First Kings or Second Kings. I can't remember now. What he did when he exposed the power or the secret of Jerusalem, the temple, to the enemies, and God sent a message and said, because you have exposed your power to Babylon, and the people who are your enemies, they will come and conquer you, and they will take over your children. They will take over your children. They will conquer your children. And you know what Hezekiah said? He said, thank you, thank God, thank God, at least the prophecy is going to happen after I'm dead. It's not going to happen to me. They're not going to conquer me in my time of rulership, in my generation of, in my time to as president, in my time as the leader of Israel, and they will not overrun me. So thank God, God said it is after I'm dead. You can imagine how selfish that man is, thinking of himself alone. That is what most of us in Biafra land do. We only think of ourselves. Most of these elders who are calling themselves Eze, and all of that, who are parading themselves as leaders of the people, are only concerned about themselves. You're not thinking of the effect of what you're doing to the lives of the people. When you give the Fulanis a room, they come and take the whole house. That is how they operate. If you don't know anything, go and make research. We don't need to keep preaching this thing for you to know. At least leaders should be able to set an example. They should be able to understand. At least for the sake of understanding, leaders should understand. So that is even, that should not, it is the people we should now together we should be talking about helping them in what we're doing, helping them see. That is it. Sorry for that interruption. I don't know whether the audio is still coming out. I don't know whether the audio is still coming out. Please. I don't know if somebody can let me know. You know. So let me check it out. Know if we have audio. I think I guess the audio should be coming out still. You know, please, in case you are watching and the audio, you are able to decode that the audio is not coming out, please let me know. So we have to monitor these elders. They are so selfish. Most of these people who were around the period of the war, who sabotaged the war, they are thinking of themselves because they know they are soon going to, they don't have much time to live. They are soon going to die. So they are concerned about themselves alone. They're not concerned about the people. They're not concerned about what the children coming up will go through. They're not concerned about what the expectation of the people. They're not concerned about anything. They're concerned about themselves. So that is why we must take it strongly right now and must stand to our feet. Because this community leader or whoever it is that went into that agreement with the Fulanis must be called to order. Those people in that community, you cannot be cowards. You cannot be cowards. You cannot be cowards. Biafrans are never cowards. So please, call your community leaders to order. Make sure in every community in Biafra land, make sure you're monitoring what your people are doing. Make sure you're monitoring what your people are doing. Make sure you are watching them out. Make sure you know what they're doing. Make sure you're watching them because some of them are selfish. They will do things that will sell your birthright. They will do things to sell your position to the Fulanis. So please, you have to be very careful. It's very, very important. For Ojus or Kalu, he's inconsequential anyways. But we must let him know that he's only drawing a line. He has drawn a line between him and the people. I don't know why some people are so arrogant and so selfish, so self-centered that they always think around their world only. Around their world, in their world. That's what they think. They only think around their world. They don't even understand that within that their world, that circle of their world, there's a bigger world. They don't think that way. How can a man stand up with camera, everything on him? He's opening his mouth to say such kind of things. He's going to send, you see, his statement was full of Nigeria government, the government, our peace. Now he's talking about our peace. He's talking about the security of our businesses. Now that tells you how selfish he is. He's concerned about his business with the Fulani, the caliphate, because he mentioned his business. He mentioned the government. He's going to get the government to bring military jets. According to how Moses Simon said yesterday, during the time he was governor, he never clamored that they should bring investment. He never clamored that the government should make sure that the ports in the east or in Abia state or in the ports in the east is working. In Biafra land is working, the seaport in Biafra land is working, the companies, then the factories that have been taken away to be resumed and work effectively. He never clamored for any kind of developmental program that would effectively impact the people of at least Abia. Go to Abia State during his tenure, look at the roads. Go to Osisioma, all those places. You see how terrible that place was in his time, even till now. He never clamored for any kind of development, any kind of growth. He is now clamoring to show that he has powers and he can flex powers to bring military people to kill his people. You can imagine such kind of man. That man will get it hot in Biafra land. He'll get it hot. He'll get it very hot. Because the level of sabotage this time around has gotten to another level, another club. So we're in a complex stage of our freedom fighting, very complex, because the enemies are everywhere. You saw what happened on Saturday when there is supposed to be a sit at home against the rally. Of course, Peter Obi and co didn't come, but at least the Nigeria youths who are very ignorant and all of that were doing their jamboree. We made sure that nothing happens to them. They went and did their jamboree and they left. They were celebrating 2 chairs where they have pictures of the 2 people they are expecting to come and change Nigeria. They came and celebrated and went. At least they like fun fair, the young people like fun fair. So they came to do jamboree to show off, they did their jamboree and left. Of course, they did their jamboree and left. Now, the same people who have held Biafrans down for this long, somebody like Ojikalo or whatever his name is, held Biafrans down for all these years, sold the people out, had the guts to stand up to say so many things like that. We are saying it to him, he will get it hot from Biafrans. It's not a joke. We are not threatening him, but we're telling him. It's a promise. He's going to get it hot. He has done enough damage in concert, with his colleagues who are either past governors or past senators or past whatever they are called, and those ones who are currently in the system also serving in their criminality. He is going to get it hot. The complexity of the nature of the mandate now is that, of course, we saw what happened during the the program that was held recently, the issue of last Saturday sit at home that we ordered. We saw those criminals, in-house criminals, parading and rejoicing that the sit at home did not work out, that we didn't succeed, that Mazi Ekpa and Co didn't succeed, that we actually didn't succeed. They were rejoicing. Which true freedom fighter does that? A true freedom fighter supports every program that would actually make sure that freedom. That is why when I watch Tony Nadi's stuff, his videos, I see truth well articulated, especially the one he talked about the pyramid of corruption, and subjugation and all of that. And he made some analysis. Very correct, very good analysis, very good expression. He did a fantastic job. But the problem we have with him, we don't have any problem against him. We don't have against him, yes, we don't have any problem. Mazi Nnamdi doesn't have any problem with him. The only reason why Mazi Nnamdi talked about him was when he came all out and was trying to instigate people to believe that Mazi Nnamdi is a corrupt person. Trying to make people feel that he's corrupt and he's evil. That is when Mazi Nnamdi came out to tell him how corrupt he is. Because if you are going for another version of Nigeria, it's still having Nigeria together and making it look like you are doing something different, then you are a criminal. Because the problem we have with Antonio Nadi is that he knows so much about the problems of Nigeria, but yet he doesn't have an order of ability to solve it. Because anybody who is calling for restructuring Nigeria and still keeping the thing together with the Fulanis and all of that, that person doesn't even know the solution of Nigeria. That is why we have problems with all these people who are jumping around ignorantly. Sometimes I look at them, I feel very pity for them. They call themselves, some of them call themselves technocrats, some of them call themselves, professionals and in different fields and all of that. Some of them call themselves even students, in the failed schools, in the zoo and all of that. They call themselves so many things. But the truth about it is that they are very, very ignorant about anything that concerns their life and their future. Because anybody who's fighting to keep this contraption Nigeria is actually lacking in 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 in, in reasoning. Lacking in reasoning. Because no normal human being will sit down and talk about a country called Nigeria, which does not exist. What exists is a business empire that was to last for 100 years and that have expired. We even allowed it to last for 100 years in 2014. We allowed it. It was our foolishness. Not really our foolishness anyways, but because of the wickedness of those people who we call leaders in Igbo land, in Biafra land, in Ijaw land, in Efik land, in Ibibio land, in Urobo land, in all those lands, all the lands that make up the Biafra region, all the lands, all those people we call leaders, they kept until the 100 years of subjugation elapsed. The 100 years of milking the people, stealing the resources of the people elapsed. They held us bound for this long. They kept us in the dungeon of frustration, degradation of subjugation, and of critical despondent situation. Very despondent situation. Our people were messed up all these years. The resources, you can imagine, are billions and billions of dollars that have been milked from the land of Biafra from the time oil began until now. Look at that area. Over how many years now? Over, let's say about over 60 something years now that oil was discovered in Biafra land. Check how much that have been made in billions of dollars. You are talking about trillions of naira. Those are, thousands of trillions. Calculate that amount and look at your land. Look at your land. Then what do you say? Your land compared to what has your land produced. Compared to what your land has produced. And you are shouting election. And you think that when Peter Obi comes in, for instance, you are thinking that you want to vote Peter Obi, you think Peter Obi will come in, and then he will take off all the Fulanis in the military, take them off from the finances, take them off from there, and put his own people. You are crazy. You don't know anything. That's why I pity all of you who are talking about election. You are a complex problem for an average person, and you are a problem to yourself. You are a problem to the future of your generation. You cannot, if you want to create problems for this movement of freedom, then you would, by yourself, you will get yourself down because the Fulanis will get to come after you. That's because you are everyone who thinks that they can become a frustration to our freedom. We are not here for politics. We are here for freedom. You know what it means to fight freedom? To go for freedom? Do you know what it means to fight for freedom? It is more complex than anything you think. It is more important than anything you think. Because the program of God is freedom. So you don't come and make us feel and talk, you begin to talk out of point. We're here to warn those people who have decided to make themselves, stooges. Those people who have decided to make themselves stooges, especially those ones who call themselves elders in Biafra land. We are warning you. As much as the other man has been given 72 hours, or those other people have been given 72 hours, those communities, to withdraw from that agreement they have with the Fulanis. We are telling everyone, don't dare go into any agreement with the Fulanis. They cannot protect you. They don't owe you any partnership. Neither do you owe them any partnership. Anybody comes violent to take your land, you treat them violently. That is it. If you don't have what it takes, you know what to do. The ESN. Everyone who treats us violently, this is the time. The dragon flag is up. If you don't understand what the dragon flag being up means, it means that we're so let me tell you now, every of those PGs and all those community and leaders and all of that who go into agreement with the Fulanis, you are digging your grave, and you are already designing the annihilation of your family, because the spirit of Biafra will come for you, and the spirit of Biafra will hunt you down and bring you down. You'll be brought down. We're not going to deal with you. The spirit of Biafra, we're not the ones to deal with you. The spirit of Biafra. But of course, we're going to also get to you because you want to be a problem to Biafra people. You want to be a problem to Biafra people. How can you be going into agreement? Going into agreement with the enemies, the people who have created our land will be a unique land. Because from the problem and the situations that we have gone through, we'll build a land that is better than anything, full of milk and honey. We'll build a land that is perfect. We'll build a land that is powerful. We'll build a land that is awesome. That is what we want to achieve. Not all these things that is happening all around us. Not all of these. We're searching for freedom. So the message here today is observe and make sure you follow up your community leaders very, very closely so that they don't sell your community to the Fulanis. So that they don't sell your community to Fulanis. Observe very well. Observe them. Their actions. Some of them are greedy. They will collect money. They'll go into agreement with the Fulanis. Your land is taken. You won't know it. Before you know it, it is too late. That is what we're saying today. And for those of you who have decided to make yourself a problem to the rest of us who actually desire freedom, especially those ones who are talking about election. I don't know why you have decided to spend your hard-earned money, your hard-earned money to fund what is not going to happen. If you are spending, you go and work tirelessly, morning till night, every day. You now take your money to go and fund Peter Obi for election. You are wasting your time because there will be no election in Biafra land. You can decide to go to, and for those people who have decided to make themselves, because of their greed and their selfishness, they have decided to say that they are now not Muslims. They have now embraced Islam, and they want to come to our land and begin to import. We know that in Ebonyi State we have a major, Islamic mosque there, and all of that. They are building they are buying lands and properties in Biafra land to build their mosque, to build their issues. We know we have these evil people within us who have decided to sell the people and to sell what we're doing. We know these people, these kinds of people. We are going to come for you. If you know that you have become somebody, Islam is not welcome in our land. That is the truth. No two ways about it. We are Christians. We are Biafrans. We serve Chukwuka Okiabiama. We serve the God of heaven and earth. So we are telling you, those people who decide to translate the Quran to Igbo language, so they will come and overrun us, using that means of overrunning us and making us and taking our lands and all of that. You have become, you subject yourself to it as a tool, as devilish, as wicked as you are. If you want to practice Islam, you are very free. You can go to the north. You go to the north. They will accept you there because that is their land. That is where they belong. That is where the houses has allowed them to be and to be. So go there and do your thing. Don't come to our land where we are thinking of how we're going to keep ourselves together and serve our God, and want to make us to buy a foreign, a foreign religion into our system. No, we're not going to entertain that. Those of you who say we're too liberal, it's a land anybody could worship. Yes, anybody could worship whatever they want to worship. But every violent religion that have put us in this situation for this long, that religion, the only religion that has put us in this situation is the Islam. They are the ones killing us. They are the ones trying to take our land. They are the ones trying to stop us. They are the ones doing everything using the concept of Islam. Every of the terrorist groups belong to the Islamic world. That is where they belong. Every of the terrorist group, Ansaru, Al-Shabaab, all of them, Boko Haram, all of them, ISIS, ISWAP, all of them, they belong to the Islam, the Islam people, whatever they are called. That is where they belong. Any religion that has been violent against us, that have kept us in this situation, which of course we know is Islam, we don't need it in our land. If you think that you are a Biafran and because you want to make money, you call yourself a Muslim and you want to now bring it into our land and begin to deceive our people. That man who is saying that he has converted, he has translated the Quran to Igbo language, he's a joker. We're not joking. We are very serious about our freedom. I'm concerned about my life, the remaining life I have to live. I want you to be in the land of Biafra, living good and enjoy the blessings of Biafra. And then let my children see what I have sacrificed to make this land better for them. What nonsense. We can't continue to pamper people and pamper them to our death. No. So we have entered a complex stage of our freedom fighting. We understand that the complexity of the enemies and their diverse approach, they are spending so much money. You heard when Mazin Samanepa was talking about Chinasa Awori yesterday, how he got to Kuwait. You heard that the broadcast he made, he played yesterday. You know, the video he played yesterday, when the man was talking about these people who are taken to Kuwait, who are taken to the Arab world to go and train them and bring them back to come and disturb the people. Some of them convert to Islam, like Ansar Sari Dokubo, that pig in the creek. And then some other people, they now begin to constitute nuisance in our land. They begin to constitute nuisance in our land. These are the complex we have. But we have the wisdom of God to deal with every of these problems. We have the wisdom of Elohim to deal with all these complex problems. Because there is no problem that cannot be solved that Elohim does not know before they even come. So when he told us to go and achieve Biafra and get our land back and get our freedom back, he already saw that we are going to face the problems. And he has already given us what it takes to overcome the problems. He has given us everything we need, the resources, the human resources, the natural gifts, everything we need to get our freedom. And that is what we're going for. So we're announcing it to everyone out there who have decided to make themselves the complex problems we have, because we have so many complex problems. And the fighting, of course, we have everything to handle all of them. We have designed a strategic template to handle all these complex problems. Those of us who love money, they come for you, they give you money. They give you money and everything. Those of you who want power, they come for you, they give you power. And of course, you need money. Those ones who want money, they also want power. They give you everything you want so that you come against your people, so that you sell your land to them, so that you do this, you do that for them. We are telling you now that you should better, don't let us begin to remember you. You better drop that Ojus Okalu and his threats. He knows what is going to come to him. He already knows. I think the devil that has entered his brain has actually destined him to be destroyed. That is why he's behaving the way he's behaving. But I want to tell you, average Biafrans who are out there, your will for freedom is very important. Don't trade freedom for anything. The only mistake you will make in your life, think that you can get money from people, no matter how much you think it is, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, and you will enjoy your life. They will still kill you. If they conquer Biafra land today, just like they did to Afonja, they gave him what he wanted, they gave him resources, they helped him kill the king. And now when he was expecting them to enthrone him, to make him everything that he has desired to be, his dream, they killed him and took over the land. So those ones who are going into agreement, with the Fulanis, thinking that when they go into agreement, everything will be fine. They are actually going into agreement to make you relax and keep you at rest. Then before you know it, they come and attack you when you are sleeping. And then you are gone. Our people should reason. This brain you have, this brain God gave you is for you to reason. That life that you want to live, that good life you want to live, you will enjoy it more in a peaceful environment when Biafra comes. You can never enjoy any peaceful life, no matter how much you are given by the Fulanis. You can never enjoy any peaceful life having an agreement with the Fulanis, allowing them to stay in the same nation with you. You can never, because you are a target. They prefer their brother coming from the Sahel to come and stay where you are, that place you are. They prefer him to be their neighbor than you. They prefer that their brother to you. So if you think that's going to agreement or going to truth or one Nigeria, all of that, we are talking about unity. We are talking about being together. What unity? Do you know what unity means? Unity is not foolishness. Unity is not foolishness. Unity does not have any altar of foolishness in it. So you must understand that the main thing that you owe yourself and owe your future is to get yourself to work towards this freedom. We are getting to our freedom in 2023, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether you believe it, whether you don't believe it, whether you agree to it, whether you don't agree to it. The truth about it is that your state of heart and your personal decision on this fact will determine if you will see it or not. So the best thing that can happen to you is to accept it that we are going and support it, or else you will see it with your eyes and you will not get it. You will not enter into it. That's the truth. The best thing you can do for yourself and for your generations to come, for your future. When they call sit at home, you sit at home. When they talk about contributing for ESN, you contribute the little you can, as much as you can. All those monies you are taking to all those your churches, all those places. I'm not against churches. I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor. I've been pastoring since the year 2000. So 22 years pastoring. I've worked with top bishops in that zoo. I've pastored there. Some of them I opened their church from scratch. I've done lots of work in talking about church planting, in not only in Lagos, outside Lagos. So I know I am. So if I'm talking about pastoring, talking to pastors and the churches, I'm talking from what I know. I'm not talking because I just want to castigate pastors. If I'm talking about pastors, I'm talking about myself too. When you want to give your tithe, you don't bring that money you call tithe, because it's not even, scripture does not even, there's nothing like, compulsory tithing in the Bible. There's nothing wrong in giving tithe. I'm not saying you should not give tithe, because it is necessary for the administrative work of the place where you're worshiping. And another factor is also how that administrative, some of these pastors use your money to carry girlfriends and lodge them in hotels and do so many things. If you don't know, just know it. You have sense. Send that money, that 10%. It is also part of tithing. It is for what happened to Israel when they wanted to build a temple, or when they wanted to build Jerusalem. They were taxing themselves. Nobody was carrying money to go and give our man somewhere, say they are tithing. They were taxing themselves, bringing their gold, bringing their resources, bringing everything to build Jerusalem, to restore their city. What we are doing is tantamount to restoring our city. That is what we are doing. If you don't know it, know it now. I don't know why Biafrans are not thinking, yet we say we are smart. Israel was bringing gold, silver, everything from every nation, from every place where they were, everywhere they were scattered. They were bringing their resources. Those ones inside were bringing, those ones who didn't have were coming, using their manpower to work for free to restore their nation. Yet we are talking about because the only place you can enjoy is your nation that is restored. You can't enjoy Nigeria. Nigeria is not a nation. Do you know what the nation means? A group of people bound together with common ties. That's what a nation means. A group of people who are bound together by common ties. What are the common ties? Either language, either tradition, either culture, either belief. These are common ties. In Biafra, we have a common tie of belief. We are majorly Christians. We tie two-piece wrapper. Our cultures are similar. Our languages, some of them are similar. Our operation, the way we reason, similar. We're not ardent, killers like the Fulanis. We're not people who are fanatics, to religious matters that want to kill because of it. No. So we have a common tie. Anywhere in the world, look at it in the developed nations. Every of them that are developed today are nations that have common ties. Check out the nations that don't have common ties. They are everywhere, war, every time fighting, every time so many things going on. No nation that is developed today that is developed today that is staying with people who are not like them, or who are not having common ties like them. Check it out. These are the things you should observe and know. These are the things you should look out for. These are the things you should understand. People with common ties, that is what nation means. So when you hear the nation Nigeria, there's nothing like nation Nigeria. It is a deceit plan and program. It is a deceit word or phrase, nation Nigeria, the nation Nigeria. It is a deceit phrase. There's nothing like the nation Nigeria. A nation, by definition, go and check your dictionary, is a group of people who are bound with common ties. Common ties. Common ties. common beliefs, common religion, common, culture, common tradition, common behavior, idiosyncratic operation, common things that bound them. Check yourself and the Fulani. What binds you? You can even somehow, to an extent, you can even accommodate. You can even be with the Yorubas to an extent, but still, it's still a dangerous and a dangerous unity. Check out you and the Fulanis. What is bounding you? Why are you so particular about keeping that relationship? If you marry a woman in the house, or you marry a man in the house, and one day you see him carry a knife, he wants to kill you, you run away, you escaped, will you come back to that house wanting to stay with that same person in that same house? Fulanis are carrying knives, machetes, AK-47, sophisticated weapons, kidnapping you to buy more weapons. They have $21 billion from the dollars from the Nigerian government to buy more weapons and to fund their Islamization program and other Islamic nations. And they are coming after you, yet you say, no, we must stay together. Are you foolish? You don't know that when you are saying one election, let's go for election, you are actually saying that, hey, I want to endorse another 4 years of staying with the Fulanis? Or don't you know that that's what it means? That's what it means. It's as simple as that. It's a simple fact. I don't know why we don't sit down critically to reason. We are smart. Dear friends, you are smart. Sit down to reason. That is where wisdom comes. Wisdom is profitable to direct. That's what the Bible says, which means that smartness may give you a leverage, but wisdom is what approves of your smartness. So when you say you are wise, I mean you are smart. You are not smart to be wise, but you are smart to exude the concept of wisdom, to actually approve of your smartness. So there's no way you can say, I'm smart, then you think you're wise. No, not smart. Not every smart person is a wise person. But every wise person is smart. Every smart person is wise. But every wise person, you know why? Because at the point of wisdom, you have already utilized or put into play the concept of smartness. It is from the point of smartness. Smartness makes you find the right information. Smartness makes you get right information. Smartness makes you make research. Smartness makes you have understanding. Smartness makes you seek for wisdom. Smartness makes you get the right instruments or right information that you need to carry out an event. Then wisdom is the application of this information in the realm of smartness to achieve a particular result. That is where Biafrans are lacking. We seem to dwell in that realm of smartness, and then we leave it at the level of emotion. Emotion. Most of us, what we do with that level of smartness is to toast girls, or to beat our chest that we can sleep with 10, 20 girls a day or in a month. You know how to toast girls, you know how to make money. You can go and sell goods and all of that and make money. Or you know how to deceive, you know how to manipulate. You can outsmart, you can do 419 according to the Nigeria code of criminal code. That is where we talk about that. But we are not thinking of wisdom is the ability to understand the consequences of applying these things that you do in the realm of smartness to give you a better result, and then know the consequences that comes out from them. That is what principles. That's where you get the term. The word principles. Biafrans need to be wise. You don't need another election, because another election means that you are now saying for another 4 years, please, this relationship must continue. Anytime you accept this relationship, you are actually saying that you want to continue to be killed by these people. Why? How else do you want us to say it? And if Peter Obi means well for you, he knows how he's living somewhere. He's living where he has security men. That doesn't mean he's secure anyways, but at least to an extent, he's more secure than you. You are living in the common streets where they can surround you. All those Fulani people moving around, selling, cutting your nails for you, fetching water for you, selling sweets and all these candies and all biscuits and all of that in your community. They are already they have their small radio. You listen to the information. They are talking to them. They are hearing information from their headquarters, where they are telling them when they are going to attack, when they are going to march, and all of that. They are hearing all of this information. They are all around you. But where Peter Obi is, at least he can somehow get an helicopter and jet out. That doesn't mean that we can't get him. If he wants to escape, he must be in the system. He must be there. But some of you are in that vulnerable situation, and yet you are saying that you want to endorse that system for another 5 years, where they can attack you anytime. Why should you? Let's place it now. Now you take your freedom, and you have access to good roads. You have access, opportunity to do good things for yourself. You can use all the money is coming from your land, belongs to your land. That means the 70 million Biafrans. The whole if Nigeria has been taking let's say $5 billion from your land every month, that $5 billion, you now keep it in your land to take care of those 70 million people. All the businesses, all the contracts that money would bring to your land, it will reach you because you will have a contract to do. That's what it means. That's what freedom does for you. But that same $5 billion, now they take it off from the land and they take it into their realm of Nigeria, wherever they take it to, their Dubai, wherever they are lodging the monies and all that, and then they give you one peanut. That's not even to one tenth of it. Then you can imagine when that whole money stays in your land. That is how to reason. That is what freedom means. That is why we are saying we want to be free. That is what we are calling for. That is what we are clamoring for. That is what we mean by freedom. But when you take your PVC and go and say, I'm endorsing for another 4 years for them to rule you, you know that they have their Fulani program, their Fulanization program. They are coming for you. They are coming for your land. So you have given them opportunity to allow them stay around you. That's what it is. Because they will stay around you because you know your mind is relaxed. At least we're in one Nigeria. We're in one Nigeria. So they will have access to your land. But when you have the freedom, they will not have access to your land because they will stay at the border. It is the ones we permit in that to come in. If you come in, we know, we check your details, we know who you are, we understand who you are. And of course, we can't allow them anyhow into our land. From our borders, we will know how to secure our borders very well from them coming in to kill us. That is what freedom does. That's the difference between election and freedom. Election makes you, they have access to everywhere. They can go anywhere, travel anywhere, move anywhere, carry their cattle, moving about around all the community and everywhere. The army will be looking at them, waving them, blessing them. Oh, how are you? Hey, my friend. The army will bless them and lead them, escort them to your land. But when you have your own freedom, you would monitor their movement. You make sure they don't enter your land. They cannot enter your land. You will be doing, your people will be doing the cow business. They will be doing the business themselves. The ones that want to come, they will go through scrutiny and so many approach before they can enter into your land. That's what it means. How can then, are you so foolish that you now decide to choose the one that still puts your life at risk, which is election, than choosing the one that can give you access to securing your own borders and all of that, which is freedom or referendum? You know that this issue of, we heard it when Mazi was playing it yesterday night, you know, when they were talking about these people who put 100 million bounty on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you know, they are talking about they don't want to fight if they are not ready, if they want us to be free, they are not ready, bringing all those sentiments. If you want us to be free, if you want us to be free, then rather than them to talk about the details of that freedom, they are now talking about election. So what is you know that the people who are talking about freedom don't want election. We told you that we want freedom. Now you said you are ready to talk. If we want to go apart in different ways, you are ready to talk. Then you now bring the issue of election. The people who are going to be elected must be competent, must be this, must be that. That means you're telling us, indirectly, you're telling us that someone like Atiku, who has served as vice president, is more experienced and more all of that he should be the president. So you are not even talking about the issue of settling the matter of whether we all want to be together, which you talked about. You said you are ready to. Allow us finish that issue before you begin to tell us who is competent and who is not competent. He didn't go that way. So that tells you they are still in that mindset that they want to keep you. So they bring up that issue of you know, if you want to stay, if you want to go, we are ready. If you want to stay, we are ready. They bring it as a means of making you feel like they don't have anything, no, they don't want to harm you. They actually don't have anything in mind against you. They are just talking, you know, they are just they have free mind towards you. So let's just stay together and make this election work. That's what they are trying to say. Because they are saying that if you want to go, if people want to, let's divide in peace. If you want us to divide and let's go in peace. And after that, you now say, for the election, we want credible person, credible, blah, blah, blah. You don't need that talk because the main issue is whether we want to stay together or not, and which you know. They know that the main issue is about staying together. So why don't he say, we call on the government, let's settle this matter of please suspend this election for now. Let's settle this matter of staying together. Let's know whether the people want to stay with us or whether we should stay on our own, so that we know that we don't have, because we know that this election seems like it is going to be violent. Things are going to happen. These people are asking, they are saying they are boycotting the election. They don't want to be part of the election. So now let's settle this issue of togetherness first, whether we want to stay together. And that is what reasonable people do. People do. Not people who come and say, we want you, if you want to go, we want you to, if you want to go, we are free. We are not, it's not by force if you want to go, but this is our next election. If anybody, the people who are going to vote must be credible. What are you talking about? We have not even settled the issue of whether you want to stay or whether you want to go, or whether I want to stay or whether I want to go. We have not settled that matter. You are talking about election. That tells you that they are still in that their program of subjugating you, because their target, they want you to be looking at the mirage, election, as they are coming to conquer you. They want you to continue to put your eyes on the wrong approach, on the wrong chord, on the wrong ball, so that their plans will keep going on. Remember, they have $21 billion from Nigeria government alone for the sponsoring of Fulanization of Nigeria. Go to the Nigeria Constitution, go to chapter 6, you'll see where they wrote it clearly. Sharia court, Sharia this, recognizing Sharia this, recognizing Sharia that. Did you hear them recognize Christian this, Christian that in the law? It is not mentioned at all in the 1999 constitution. So they are still going to rule you in this. Why didn't the Fulani change the constitution if they know that the constitution is not good for the people? Since the people have been crying, which of course many of them were about before even 1999. Even during that 1999 elections, the issue of the constitution was a matter. They came to government, even this APC government came in saying that they're going to structure from the first time they came into power, after they ousted Jonathan in 2015 or so, 14, when they did that election. The main focus was that they are going to restructure, they're going to bring down the Naira, they're going to bring down fuel, pump price of fuel, they're going to bring down everything, bring down all of that, $1 to $1. Till date, today, a dollar is about 700 something Naira. Can you imagine? From 180 Naira 7 years ago, or almost 8 years ago. That tells you that you are in trouble. And then common sense cannot tell you that the most important thing now is for you to have your freedom. After you have freedom, you can now talk about any other thing, electing somebody under the concept of freedom. Freedom is very, very important for a free and fair election. You can't conduct a free and fair election under subjugation, under tyranny, under threats, and under fear, under terrorism. How? I don't understand. Everyone is afraid. Even when you're going out, you're afraid to move. You're afraid to do anything. Yet you want to conduct election. You people want to still die in that. Is it that I swear I've been awaiting? I be the Fulani cow meat that you are eating, or is it that I don't know, because it seems like this issue of the evil is so heavy, and the spell, it seems that like the cast, because I wonder why people like Nnamdi Azikiwe will stay under that spell. They stay under that Fulani, in spite of the evil and the things they're doing. They still were able to still stay. Oh my God, that is a spell. It's juju. This one a real juju. A real juju. Anyways, I'm going to stop here for now. I'm going to be talking to us next time, tomorrow, or maybe later in the day. We're still going. I may still have another broadcast, but I want to thank you all for joining this broadcast, and I want you to share this video far and wide so that our people will listen to, and our people will know what is going on around them, and our people will also be wise, because the most important thing in life is wisdom. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Wisdom is what directs you, And if you want to have direction and the concept of wisdom. Thank you so much for joining me, and I want you to please share this video far and wide. Share it to your friends, your platforms, your social media platforms, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Biafra Global Network, so that you can receive more updates, and at the same time also share to all platforms. You can also receive information on what you are doing. Thank you so much for doing this broadcast. I salute you all, and I greet you wherever you are, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.